You ever hear a silence so loud, it drowns your heartbeat? That moment when life stops pretending to be fair and just takes the gloves off. No warning, no mercy. Just boom, your plans collapse. Your confidence shatters like glass. Your so-called identity vaporized. And there you are, knees in the dirt, fists clenched, blood in your mouth, but your eyes still locked on the horizon. That's not a failure. That's a beginning. There are moments that cut deeper than knives, not because of what happened, but because you let it. Life doesn't politely tap you on the shoulder and whisper, "Are you ready for the next level?" It clocks you in the jaw, spits on your ambition, and dares you to get the backup. It's a crucifixion of your ego, an execution of your illusions. You thought pain was the enemy? Nah, pain's the messenger. It's the voice that says, "Wake up. You've been playing small." Every man hits that moment where the mask falls off, the noise dies down, and all that's left is one brutal truth echoing through your skull. This version of me ain't enough. You're not a loser, but you've been living like one, begging life for crumbs, blaming the world like it owes you clarity, worshiping comfort like it ever built kings. Let me tell you something real. The world isn't against you. It just doesn't care. And that's a beautiful thing. Because that means you get to decide what happens next. You're not stuck. You're not doomed. You're responsible. You are the writer, the weapon, the war. But first, your old self has to die here. This exact moment, this crossroads, this spiritual battlefield where you get to choose, stay broken, or rebuild from the ashes. It starts with a whisper. Just one sentence, heavy enough to shake dimensions. This isn't how it ends. This is where I change everything. You're not on your knees because you lost. You're on your knees because the real you is being forged. So look up. The storm hasn't passed, but now you've decided to become the lightning. Black screen. Silence. One phrase echoes through the darkness. What can I do? That question isn't soft. It doesn't hold your hand or sing you lullabies. It's a blade, surgical, brutal, divine. It cuts straight through the fog of excuses, the rot of victimhood, the infection of why me? Weak men ask, why is this happening? Strong men, dangerous men ask, what can I do? Because they understand, the world doesn't need your tears, it needs your answer. Let's make something very clear. The question, what can I do, isn't passive. It's not a prayer. It's not permission seeking. It's an act of war. It's what separates the immortal from the invisible, the relentless from the forgotten, the reborn from the regretful. Because when the fire hits your life, and it will, only one question will keep your soul breathing. What can I do with what's left? Maybe they betrayed you. Maybe you lost the job, the girl, the plan, the path. Maybe the pain isn't even from today. Maybe it's a lifetime of cracks finally splintering open. Good, because now we get to see what's real. Now, we see if there's anything inside you besides noise. This is the reality split, the crossroad of kings. To your left, blame, comfort, addiction, avoidance. To your right, fire, grit, sweat, solitude, glory. Only one question gets you there. What can I do, even if the answer is ugly? Even if it's just get up, breathe, move forward an inch. You don't need the whole staircase. You need one step. Say it again, louder this time. Say it like your life depends on it. What can I do? Because when you stop asking for sympathy and start demanding answers, that's when reality bends to you. It doesn't matter what was stolen. What's left is still yours to command. And if you can feel pain, you can feel purpose. If you can move a finger, you can lift a sword. You're not paralyzed. You're poised. You're not broken. You're becoming. So ask the question every morning, every night, through rage, through heartbreak, through setbacks and silence. What can I do? Then do it, and watch the universe shift its weight. Lay it out, your past self, right there, cold, still, on the steel table of your mind, scalpel in hand. No more lies, no more comfort. This is autopsy hour, time to dissect the body of the man you used to be, not to grieve him, to study him. You failed. Good. Now we figure out why. Start with the lies. The ones you repeated so much they sounded like scripture. I'm just tired. It's not the right time. They don't understand me. I'll start Monday. I'm doing my best. Bullshit. You weren't doing your best. You were doing what was comfortable. Let's go deeper. Where were you lazy? Where did you fold under pressure? Where did you lower your standards just to fit in with people who hate themselves quietly? You didn't fail because you weren't talented. You failed because you wanted rewards without war. You loved the idea of the result, but not the sweat, not the 5 a.m. alarms, not the days without applause, not the pain that nobody sees but you carry anyway. I failed because I didn't respect the process. I wanted the crown, but not the battlefield. It's time you admit that, not to punish yourself, but to rise. This isn't guilt tripping. This is accountability. And accountability is the first weapon in your resurrection. Now look deeper. Where did your mind rot? Did you wait for motivation instead of forging discipline? Did you scroll yourself numb instead of studying, building, bleeding? Did you envy others instead of evolving yourself? You ever stop to think that your depression was just the soul screaming at you for settling? Let that sink in. You're not sad. You're stagnant. And that ache in your chest? That's the real you, buried alive, begging you to fight back. Pain is proof you're still alive. Shame is proof you still care. Use it, channel it, weaponize it. You're not defined by failure, but you damn sure are sculpted by how you respond to it. So one last time, look at the corpse, not with pity, not with anger, with clarity. He served his purpose. He showed you who not to be. Now burn his name, and rise from the ashes like the man who finally refused to lie to himself. People keep chasing motivation like it's a drug. They want a hit of hype, a temporary high. Some gurus recycled quotes and "you got this" TikTok speeches. Forget that. You don't need hype. You need hell. You need a moment so disgusting, so unforgivable, that your brain stamps it in red ink and never lets you forget it. The psychology of comeback doesn't start with inspiration. It starts with a mirror. No music, no filters, no mask. Just you, staring dead into the eyes of the man who let it all slide. You won't be crying. You'll be gritting your teeth like you're staring at a rival who stole your life. And then, right there in that silence, something cracks. It's not dramatic. There's no audience. But something shifts. And for the first time in years, you don't say, "I'll try." You whisper, "Never again." That moment, that's the real beginning. The rebirth doesn't happen when you feel ready. It happens when you get so sick of your own excuses that you feel like clawing out of your fucking skin. You want to know when transformation begins? When you look around at the life you've built and say, "This is insulting. I'm better than this. I'm coming for blood." Disgust is the gateway to evolution, not depression, not inspiration. Disgust. It's the internal scream of a soul refusing to rot quietly, the refusal to let mediocrity be your legacy. Burn the blueprint of your old life. Torch it, the late mornings, the ghosted responsibilities, the fake affirmations, the "I'll start tomorrow" lies. Take a flamethrower to it all, and then build something viciously better. Structure, precision, ferocity. Not because you're motivated, because you're done being pathetic. Look, real comebacks aren't aesthetic. They're ugly, they're silent. They're made in rooms with no applause, no cameras, no one checking in, just you, fighting your old self, in the dark, every single day. But if you keep fighting long enough, the dark starts fighting back weaker. Your punches land harder. Your choices sharpen. Your comeback begins to breathe. This is it, not some movie scene, not a motivational montage. This is you, grinding your soul against stone until you become sharp enough to cut through everything that held you back. Let's kill the fantasy right now. You're not going to feel like it. You're not always going to be hyped. Discipline doesn't ask for your feelings. It demands your execution. You think the elite operate on motivation? No. They operate on non-negotiables. They don't try. They don't hope. They declare. They build iron habits that would offend normal people. Morning isn't just a routine anymore. It's a ritual, a war cry, every rep, every cold shower, every no to distraction is a bullet fired into the face of your former weakness. You see, your habits, they're not cute. They're not self-care. They're acts of violence against the old you. You're laying bricks with bloody hands. You're stacking habits like ammunition. You're building a rhythm so militant, so precise. Your old self wouldn't even recognize the man you're becoming. This isn't balance. This is wartime standard. Discipline is rebellion against the easy way, against mediocrity, against the inner coward whispering, "You've done enough." No, you haven't. There is no enough when you're behind. There is only more. More reps, more structure, more sacrifice. Because comfort is the trap. And the only antidote is ruthless consistency. You want confidence? It doesn't come from affirmations. It comes from keeping your word when no one is watching. It comes from doing what weak men avoid. It comes from saying, "This gets done, whether I like it or not." No compromise, no backdoor, no softness. The world rewards the disciplined, because discipline is the only proof that you're serious. Talent fades, passion dies. But discipline makes you inevitable. So set the standard so high it hurts, then climb to it anyway. Because the version of you you're chasing, he wakes up earlier, he moves faster, he doesn't complain, he doesn't negotiate with weakness, he's too busy winning. This is the discipline rebellion, and the revolution starts when you stop asking how you feel and start doing what must be done like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop chasing comfort like it's heaven. It's a trap, a slow velvet chokehold, a coffin lined in luxury, soft sheets, warm showers, zero growth. Comfort kills kings. It numbs ambition. It turns wolves into lapdogs. And every time you say, "I just need to rest," when you haven't earned it, that's your crown falling off your head. You weren't built for survival. You weren't designed to cope. You were forged for conquest, for legacy, for dominion, for walking into life like it owes you nothing and still taking everything. You keep wondering why you feel anxious, restless, unfulfilled. It's not depression. It's your potential screaming from inside the cage you built out of low standards. It's the warrior inside you suffocating, dying in a world of takeout dinners, relatable memes, and numbing yourself with 5-second dopamine hits. You know how to kill a man slowly? Let him live a comfortable life he never earned. Feed him praise for mediocrity. Tell him he's doing great while his soul dies. In silence. Fuck that. You rise by demanding more. Not from others, from yourself. More focus, more precision, more discipline, more violence toward anything that tries to keep you average. Raise your standards so high the old you couldn't even breathe at this altitude. You want to be elite? Then stop acting like it's optional. This isn't a game. This isn't a lifestyle brand. This is a war for your identity, and only those who raise their standard high enough to become unrecognizable get to win. Raise your standard of the people you tolerate, the food you eat, the way you speak, the work you produce, the man you see in the mirror. No more saying, "It's good enough." It's never enough, because enough is a word used by people who want to stop climbing. But you're not here to coast. You're here to conquer, and conquest demands blood. So burn comfort at the altar, kill fine, execute average, and demand from yourself a level of excellence so savage, so precise, that even life starts fearing you. Failure isn't the enemy, it's the editor. It's the hand that slaps the pen from your grip and says, "Not like this. Rewrite it. Do better." You don't build legacy through flawless wins. You build it through relentless refusal to stay down. Every fall is a page. Every comeback is a chapter. Every scar is proof the story didn't end there. You want a legacy? Then stop hiding your losses like shameful secrets. Expose them, study them, engrave them into your soul. I lost here. I bled here. I almost quit. But I didn't. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be brutally consistent. The people you respect, the legends, the icons, the men who cast shadows over centuries, they failed. And then they rose harder. They didn't fold. They evolved. They used failure as a weapon, as leverage, as fuel. Let's talk legacy. Real legacy. It's not your car. It's not your house. It's not the fake gold or the filtered followers. Legacy is how many people remember your refusal to die inside. Your kids won't care how many likes you got. They'll care if you got back up when life took a bat to your jaw. They'll care if you stood when it made more sense to stay down. The graveyard is full of men who whispered, "Why me?" Men who played it safe, who waited for the perfect moment, who never asked the one question that resurrects everything: what can I do? Failure is the one universal law that touches us all. The difference is, some men use it as a reason to stay broken. Others use it as the forge to build their legacy. And here's the secret. Your legacy doesn't begin when you win. It begins the second you stop justifying your losses. The second you say, "I was knocked out, but I woke up swinging." This is your story. And the best stories? They all start with pain. They all hit rock bottom. And they all end with a man who refused to fade quietly. Let the world remember you not for how clean your path was, but for how violent your comeback became. This is the line, right here, right now, in this breath. This is where hesitation dies, where waiting is executed, where the old version of you, the one who begged for permission, for clarity, for signs, gets left in the dirt, face down, forgotten. You've heard enough. You've felt enough. It's not more knowledge you need, it's more action. You know what needs to be done. Maybe not the full path, but the first step, that's been burning in your chest for months. You've ignored it, buried it under comfort, distraction, overthinking. But now the only question left is the one that rewires the entire fabric of your reality. What can I do? You don't ask it as a victim, you ask it as a weapon, as a blade, as a hammer smashing through everything that ever tried to contain you. Because that question doesn't just challenge the world, it challenges you. It tells your weakness. Your time is up. It tells your past. Thank you for the lessons. I'll take it from here. It tells your future. I'm on my way. Get ready. This is not a drill. This is your final order. Pick up the sword. Storm the battlefield. Refuse to be forgotten. Burn the ships. There's no going back. You do not cross this line again. The weak version of you, buried, unmarked grave, no memorial, only forward now. You want peace? Earn it through war. You want power? Forge it with pain. You want freedom? Then fight for it like hell. Because if you don't fight back today, you won't even recognize the man you'll become a year from now. But if you do, if you act with violence, structure, precision, and purpose, you become unbreakable. No more debate, no more delay, no more "I'm figuring things out." You are not here to figure it out. You are here to burn through it. So let this echo in your soul like the war drum of a new life. What can I do? Everything, anything, starting now. This is your time, your war, your rise. Go fucking take it.